My name is Nicolas Fortané, and I'm a researcher in sociology and social sciences in general, and I work for the French Research Institute for Food, Agriculture and the Environment, which is called the INRAE. First of all, I'm the coordinator of the whole roadmap project, but of course I'm also involved in some research activities, in particular in France. And in France we are doing several things. First of all, we have undertaken sociological studies, both qualitative and quantitative, and basically we are interviewing and trying to gather some data on what farmers, vets, but also some industrial stakeholders are doing in order to reduce antimicrobial use. We also have more multi-stakeholder or multi-actor kind of approaches with our living labs. We have 2 living labs running in France, one for the pig and poultry industry and the other one for the dairy industry. And those are basically approaches where we're trying to get several stakeholders all together in a participatory perspective, and basically we have invited and we are doing many meetings over the last 2 years with public authorities, industrial stakeholders, professional associations, but also of course the vets and the farmers who are working on a daily basis with animals. Since we are engaged in such a multi-actor approach, the way I would rephrase it from my scientific perspective and background is that we are really trying to undertake some systemic approaches. So basically understanding things from a holistic or global point of view, and basically understanding the point of views and interest of a large variety of actors, which I have already named, from the farmers to the industrial stakeholders. And of course, everyone is engaged in this fight against AMR, but everyone doesn't perceive the good solutions, the reasons to do so in the same way or in the same manner. And the most challenging thing is that basically trying to grasp all those point of views, all of those interests, and of course not considering that the responsibility lies on only one actor. So that is really the challenge of this multi-stakeholder approach, to be able to make everyone speak to each other and try to find solutions that go beyond individualistic perceptions or point of views regarding that very challenging issue. Well, as you may imagine, there are several, but I would like to point out 3 of them that we consider to be very important regarding what we've achieved so far. First of all, there are those developments of the antibiotic-free labels or bills of specifications that many actors are involved with, which doesn't come without many challenges for the farmers, who, of course, like to reduce antimicrobial use, and they can, when they apply to these labels, of course, they are encouraged and supported by technicians and vets, but also the producers' organizations. But they are always facing important challenges and choices they have to make on a daily basis on how they could treat or not, with or without antimicrobials, depending on the bills of specification, what they say. And of course, all the issues for the retailing industry, for the producer organization, who basically drafted those labels, and how everything is conceived in terms of prices, in terms of quantity, in terms of monitoring antibiotic use. So it's very interesting to put everyone in the same room and making them discussing about how they could improve basically what they started to do a couple of years ago. So that is the first, I think, very important impact of our project. The second one would rather concern the veterinary profession, because of course in France the vets have had to change quite a lot the practices in terms of diagnosis and also prescription, considering that they are not using antibiotics anymore, or very few. So they've had to change their approaches to animal health, developing preventive approaches in particular, and also starting considering other services such as delivering hygiene and nutrition products, advices, perhaps alternative medicines as well, and finding ways of making all of this still economically viable for their businesses, for the veterinary practices. So we observed a shift in the business models, basically, of the veterinary practices, which is a very important challenge for them to keep going with. And yeah, if I may very quickly, in the living labs, especially the pig and poultry living lab, we've also identified a very important challenge and impact about the monitoring of antimicrobial use, because we realize that in the different professions and sectors, even in different industries, according, for example, to the antibiotic-free label that was developed, not all the people or the stakeholders were using the same metrics or measurement tools and defining basically what is the reduction or the objectives of the reduction. So a very important objective is trying to harmonize and standardize the monitoring of antibiotic use so that we can all together reach the same objectives of reduction. So that's another very important impact that I hope, but I'm pretty confident we will reach by the end of the project.